I ain't gonna lie, it's been a tough year for me, and but I'm still going, man. I'm good. I'm going strong, and you know, man, it's tough, man, to try to get through life sometimes, and but God, He keeps me going, man, and a lot of people uh, don't think about the things that they are faced with, and that's wonderful, but sometimes, I think about it a lot, man. I really do. And I just think about the things that God has brought me from, and where He's bringing me to. And so it's, oh man, it's such a blessing to be here. It really is. You really don't know what God has done for me. God has been so good to me. And I can't be I can't be feeling bad or feeling a type of way about things. It could, like I said, things could be a lot worse, man. But God, He helps me through, and so there's no complaints from me. You're not gonna get it from me, and I really thank God for this channel too. This channel is incredible, an incredible channel, incredible people. Um, it's an honor and a privilege to be here before you, to talk to you about life, and to talk to you about what God is doing in my life, or whatever. I may not do things always the right way, but I know that God is always watching me, and He's keeping me. Um, so I've been gaming this year, and this year has been an incredible year for games, man. I don't play a lot of AAA games. I'll be honest with you. I do play independent games a lot. I play games that many people may not think of. Um, I have played a lot on my Nintendo Switch Lite, and it's I wish the Nintendo Switch, well, Nintendo in general, I don't know if they do it for the Switch 2 or whatever, but I wish they would just allow people to capture the games and stuff like that. Nintendo has been this company that has done things right, and have done things wrong, and Nintendo is a good company, man. A lot of people give them a lot of flack. They give them a lot of stuff, but Nintendo is an incredible company. I don't know why people complain about Nintendo. Nintendo is not that bad. They're not that bad of a company. But maybe the reason why I'm talking like this is because I have investments in the company, and in their stock and stuff like that. Maybe I'm talking like that for that reason. That the reason why I'm cheering for Nintendo is because maybe because of that, because I have investments in them, and but at the same time, I'm rooting for these guys to win. The thing about them compared to an Xbox is they know how to keep their company going, and they don't need people to tell them what they can and cannot do all the time. And I think the main thing about them is they want people to buy their products. They just want people to buy their products, and so they're still keeping the company going. The company isn't going anywhere, and so they have come up with some strategic tactics to keep their games protected, to keep their company going. Nintendo is a well-known name, man, and it's something to see that Steam is coming up too, and Steam is a very good company too. You know what I'm saying? For them to come up the way they're coming up, and that's the only reason why they're coming up this way is because not many are going against Steam. You know what I'm saying? You might have an Epic Games here, you know, doing their thing, but they're not as effective as Steam right now. You know, if Epic Games would lower their prices a little bit more, I think they could be in competition. GOG is a good company. You know, they're not going anywhere because their prices aren't too bad, and plus they're DRM free. You know, I think more games should be DRM free, but you know, that's just an opinion. But you know, some people, I hope y'all agree with me on that. I think more games should be DRM free, but you know, some people are just good with the way things are right now. But no, whatever. Man, what a year for gaming it has been. I don't really watch the gaming awards. You know, people talk about that, and every year they complain. They watch it and then they complain afterwards. You know, so it's not like it's I don't know. I don't get it. The only thing people need to do right now is just kind of play the games for themselves. Just play the games for yourself, and then determine if the game is good or not. You know, rate it on Steam. You know, or rate it at the store or platform that you bought it from. You know, it's not necessary to watch the Game Awards just because, well, I gotta see this new game come out before everybody else. The next day or a few hours, you're gonna still see the same previews. And I don't understand people sometimes. You know, but you know, that's the way I do it anyway. If I'm going to see a new game or anything like that, I'm just going to wait. You know, I don't have to watch the whole Game Awards and the critique here and there about nonsense. You know, it's what's the point? But yeah, what a year for gaming, man. Independent games are coming up. You know, I was writing in my blog the other day, and I was talking about it's a big subject that I was talking about here. I asked a question on the blog, you know, is Hollow Knight becoming a AAA game in the sense of becoming a corporate type of game? You know, some people say AAA only means about the graphics and things of that nature. To me, AAA game is not only, you know, just about the graphics or anything like that, but is it a corporate video game? You know, is it becoming the game that is no longer an independent game? And I think at this point, Hollow Knight may not be the independent game that they used to be. You know, the independent in the independent industry. Because one of the things that gets you that push, big push, and it's the Game Awards. And so that, you know, the more popularity a platform is, the more the game developers may want to jump on that to make sure that they're good and they get the endorsements or whatever that they need, you know, to get their game going. And I think Hollow Knight may not be the independent game anymore that it used to be, or part of the independent industry like it used to be. Just because they have that push. Not a lot of indies get a push like that. You know what I mean? So it's you know, that's just my opinion on that. But you know, it's always something. It really is. It's always something. But anyway, I'm gonna get off, you know, this, and maybe we'll talk about some other things soon. Maybe one day. I don't know. But you can catch me on the links below. May God continue to bless you and may have a smile upon you. Thank you very much.